Hi everybody, it's me Alura, and in this video I want to address many things that have been occurring with everyone in regards to the ascension and the enlightenment. And this is really important because a lot of you have been misled, you've been deceived. And what I'm talking about is how you'll go online and you'll look up ascension and you'll look up enlightenment, and what you'll notice that they all seem to say is that when you ascend, your body's going to turn into ether and you're just going to go and you're going to go home. And some of them say the more enlightened you get, the quicker you'll ascend. And then they're telling people that everyone is going to ascend. And these promises are just that. They're sold out dreams. And the reason for that, and I don't want you to go anywhere just yet, is because they want you to buy into those lies, because it's drawing your attention away from other things in the world. If people can feel that they're going to become superhuman, that's what they're going to focus on rather than what's going on in the real world. And then they promote, stay on a positive vibration. And what happens is that you, when you're around somebody that's really negative, get into that mindset, oh, well, I can't deal with this. I have to stay on a positive vibration for my ascension. And you're not showing the compassion and concern. This may not be true for all of you now. But what the truth is about the ascension, ladies and gentlemen, is that ascension is raising your vibration. We have many different color schemes in the spectrum, and every one of those colors is associated with light. That light itself can be translated into sound, a vibration, and that's what they're talking about. That's why a lot of people will have a color in their aura. We have green auras, red auras, pink auras, and that color is the vibration. And you'll hear people tell you you have a pink aura or you have an indigo aura, but the truth is you're going to have one main color and several other colors in there as well, depending on the vibration of your thoughts, the vibration of your feelings, what your spirit is into out there on the ether planes, and what your physical body is going through. So you have all of these different vibrations at play all at once. And you have to be able to raise the vibrations in those in order to have the actual ascension take place for you. And how you do that is that you want to raise the vibration in each one of those fields to the same vibration. You want them all to be at the same level. And that's how you're going to ascend. That's how the Merkaba gets activated, because you're all on the same level with your auric layers. Now, this can be very difficult to do because, let's face it, in this world today, we have aggravations, we have obstacles, financial problems, difficulties. We have people that try to get on our nerves, and that can keep your mind in a different vibration than you are spiritually, and it can keep your heart in a different vibration than it is spiritually. And that's going to totally keep you from the ascension. So if you're looking to become a total light body and just go on home, it's not going to be through just spiritual studying, and it's not going to be just through meditation, and it's not going to be just through chanting. There's so much more to it than just those things. They only give you a part of the story because, like I said, they are trying to keep you distracted and in one mindset so that you're not paying attention to the other things while they know the key clues and they're using them. So I'm giving them to you here today. I'm giving you these key elements as to how you're going to help yourself ascend, because this is important. So the first key to ascension is that you're going to want to deprogram the ego. And the ego can be a lot of different things. It can be your interests. It can be different opinions and judgments that you have within this realm. It could be how you view yourself and how you view others. It can be, what you feel passionately about. It could be all of those many different things. It could be somebody that feels very important towards their appearance. It could be somebody that doesn't love themselves. Either way, whether it's a negative or a positive, those views and those actions and the things that you say, your thoughts, all of that is a part of the ego. So what you want to do is you want to deprogram that. You want to totally obliterate the ego program. How? Well, first of all, what you're going to do is you're going to try to focus your mind with the higher self. Align it with the higher self. You say to yourself when you wake up during the day, because this is going to be something that you really have to put your all into. You have to focus. You have to be alert. You have to be aware. You cannot give yourself any room to slip up or not pay attention, because that's going to ruin everything. And it's not going to happen overnight. It's something that you're going to have to be persistent in for quite some time before you see actual results. I know that a lot of these online websites are promising instant results. But if that were true, then why aren't many of you who have put your whole heart and soul into spiritual seeking and exercises, why haven't you gotten somewhere yet? Right? So be alert, be aware. As soon as you wake up in the morning, you're going to say, I am more spiritual. I am my higher self. And then you're going to think of what your higher self wants. What do you want, higher self? I know that the laws in the upper dimensions are be of service to others. So even though that one guy at work gets on your nerves, so to speak, because he keeps asking and asking, and you think in your ego, hey, I'm always helping this guy. I'm getting tired of it. You have to get rid of that mentality. You have to think to yourself, service to others, service to others. And you're doing everything that you can for everybody, whether they're wrong or right, and whether it's convenient or comfortable for you. Also, you're going to keep yourself in that higher self mind frame by, saying to yourself, what is it that my higher self would want me to do today? What do I want to accomplish? Well, the things that are good for me, that are going to get me somewhere in life, is what my higher self wants me to do. And that's what you're going to try to pursue. You take the steps into making those things happen. Thus, you're starting the enlightenment process, because enlightenment is taking the necessary steps towards creating your reality. A lot of people will tell you that enlightenment is enlightenment, and that's it, But enlightenment's going to be different for each and every one of you. You're going to have your own truth. You're going to have your own perception of that truth. And you're going to have your own way of doing things. Spirituality might mean for you something that it means for somebody else. So what is it that your higher self wants you to do? What do you feel inclined to do? What are you passionate about? What are you feeling pulled towards? That's exactly what you're going to start doing in little tiny baby steps. You don't want to force yourself, because you don't want to overwhelm yourself. Because once you overwhelm yourself and things aren't happening quick enough, you're going to get very withdrawn from even trying to pursue any higher expectation that your higher self may have. So you get started on those things. Always check yourself. Somebody comes up to you, they're rude, they're ignorant. Would the higher self behave that way? Would that higher self get rude back? Would your higher self say something ignorantly to that person? No, because your higher self is on a higher level, and your higher self knows that this is all about other people. They're on a lower vibration. Is it their fault? No, we know that this world has promoted subliminal messaging, wireless energy tones, all kinds of different things in the school systems, upbringing. All of those different factors are what have those people that are sometimes mean and inconsiderate and sometimes unruly on that lower vibration. So it's not their fault, and you have to always see that the same way that your higher self does, and the same way that the Creator sees it. And that's another thing, is that this whole New Age thing, okay, I do practice New Age. I practice some of it. I believe in a lot of it, because from my experience in the Celestials, a lot of what they're saying, happens to be fact. But then again, there are a lot of facts in a lot of the other spiritual beliefs as well. So that's another thing that you want to do. You want to go ahead and study. Take a look at different things, because that's where you're going to form your truth. Read it. Does that sound right to you? If it does, incorporate it and study abroad. See what it is out of all of those things. Don't just stick to one. You know what you believe in, and don't let any religion tell you right or wrong. For an example, there are people such as myself that know that there are other beings out there on other planets. It's a fact. It's truth. I've seen it. I've worked with some of the extraterrestrial races, but there are going to be people out there that tell you that's an evil belief, aliens are demons, and oh, it's a mess. And that's because they're not ready to accept that yet, because their church or religious center has enforced that on them through fear. Oh, if you believe in that, you'll go to hell. And they're scared. So the only thing that they can do is really turn and look at you, because they know inside that's really what they know to be true, but they can't accept it because of being confined through their religions. So they're going to attack you. And that's what this whole thing is about. It's about right and wrong, and it's a war of consciousness. But you're going to know what's true to you and what's not. And you're going to use everything that you feel to be true in your heart as your truth. But don't limit it to one space. This whole thing with the New Age, like I was going to say, is that they have a lot of promises and a lot of things involved with the spiritual movement that need something else to accompany it for it to become complete. For an example, we know that enlightenment is a very important thing in the ascension, and they don't really tell you how to get there. They just tell you meditate. But if you go and you research about, the Kabbalah and all of that, you'll start to see some more things in there that the New Age didn't present. And they do present some of the Kabbalah in their teachings, but they don't give it all of it to you. They have selected and choose what they wanted to make public and teach others, and kept all the good stuff for them so that they can be higher above all of you, and they're taking all of your money. So research, read, don't stop at one place, enhance your mind. Enlightenment, okay, yes, Buddha was enlightened, Krishna was enlightened, Yeshua became enlightened. They are the ascended masters, but they only ascended because they found their truth within, not somebody else's. So for the rest of the ascension, you're going to be doing the studies. You're going to look in all of the spiritual beliefs, because in the middle of some of that deception are some very deep truths. Don't limit yourself. Wake up in the morning. Tell yourself that you're already there. Tell yourself you're connected with the higher self. And then throughout the day, constantly keep yourself aware of everything that you think, everything that you do, and everything that you say. Is it aligned with the higher self? Would the higher self do that? And the best way to know whether your higher self is aligned with your thoughts, feelings, and actions is to study the laws of the universe, because that is how your higher self lives. Once you know those laws and you apply them to your life right now, you're going to start connecting with that higher self even more, and you're going to raise that vibration. Which brings me to the next portion of the video, is that I want to tell you how to do that. Like I said, you have all these layers. They're all on different vibrations of their own, and it's very important that if you want to ascend, you're going to bring those vibrations in each layer upward. And how to do that is to center yourself first of all. And then the next thing, you're going to, like I said, always be aware of everything that's going on and your thoughts. Then if you have a thought that comes in, process it. Then check your heart and see if your heart is in it too. Because if they don't match, they're not on the same vibration, and you're beat. A lot of people think more with their mind, and other people will think with their emotions. For an example, let's say that a girl has a boyfriend. This guy is very abusive. He's controlling. He's manipulating. Okay. In her mind, she knows that it's not good for her future to stay there. In her heart, she can't leave. It's love. I should stick it out with him, she says. This is not using the enlightened way of thinking in order for her to ascend, because, first of all, she's not balancing out the logical and the emotional aspect of herself. She has to find some middle way there between those two different thoughts and feelings that agree with one another. Instead of the yin and the yang, or that duality of right and wrong, or where to go, or left or right, she has to find that middle way. So what would she do in a situation like that? Well, he's not good for me. He's harmful to me, but I love him. So what she's going to do is she's going to see how she can align the thought to the feeling. Okay, so he's bad for me, but I love him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give him the ultimatum. That way I'm not losing him because I love him, and that way I'm not staying because I know it's bad. You have to find that middle ground. You have to find that middle ground. Guys, this is so important. It's the key to your ascension, and if you really want it bad enough, you're going to have to listen. I want this for you. It's important to me. I don't want any more people to be disappointed by all of these broken promises. Oh, meditate and chant, and you're going to fly all the way up to Pleiades. It's not true, guys. You know it in your heart that this is not taking place because you're not doing the things that you need to do to make it take place. Once you do what I'm telling you to do, you're going to see yourself align better with the higher self. You're going to be making better decisions based on the balanced thought and emotional process. And then you're going to start forming that reality around you based on your truth of it and all of that balance. And then you're going to start raising those vibrations in your vibration, your personal vibration. You're going to have the mental layer and the emotional layer balanced. And then you have to take care of your physical body too, because this is the temple that holds your soul, that those layers radiate from. And that has to be on the same vibration too. So that means take care of yourself, pamper yourself, treat yourself like you are a higher spiritual being, but never like act above other people, but treat yourself like you are who you want to be so far. And you're going to find that once you have all of those things going on, your vibration is going to raise so high, you're going to feel that, quaking and that trembling, and you're going to know that it's time to go home. You're going to know that you're ready. And now listen, this is the part where it gets to everybody. When you're ready to go home, you're going to have a choice. And that's what's holding a lot of people back too. Now, if your vibration becomes too high, it's going to be hard for you to sustain your energy in this very dense environment, but it doesn't mean it isn't going to hold you back. Listen, if you are ready to go and you feel that quaking, or you feel very flighty or dreamy, and you're going through all those ascension symptoms and everything is happening to you all at once, if you are still attached to this world for any little ounce of a reason, let's say someone that you love a lot and you can't leave behind, or perhaps there's something in the past that was traumatizing and hurtful that you're bringing with you, it's going to anchor you back and you're not going to go anywhere. What'll happen to that higher vibration? It's going to go all the way down, and then you're going to be here and stuck here. And then what's even worse, you're going to have to rework on everything I just told you to get that vibration back up to get another chance to go home. And okay, so that's what you had to do for this ascension. This is the truth about how to ascend, and I want you to do it. I want to help you to do it. Please trust me. I'm ready. I'm ready to get out of here. I want to go, but I feel like there's so many things here left for me to do, and I don't want to leave everybody hanging, not knowing what's, which way to go. A lot of people are feeling very disappointed in their progress, and it's not your fault. It's you know whose fault it is? It's the people that put things up online without the completion of it to tell you where to go next. They just give you their experiences. It fills your head up with like hopes of that happening to you, and you're not getting anywhere. So I'm telling you, do everything I just said, and it's gonna take a while, but this is how to get there. And you know what? So many nights, I've already had a very high energy when I came here, but of course it lowers once you incarnate into the human body. Your consciousness may be at that higher dimensional level, but the energy within you is going to lower so that you can sustain your presence here. That's why the higher self only sends a little portion of light down into these bodies. The higher self is a very difficult topic that a lot of people struggle with. You have an oversoul. It's in the heavens. It's very large. Just like this earth is just a tiny little speck of dust in the universe, your higher self to you is the same way. So basically, your soul is just a tiny little speck of dust of your oversoul. And they send it here. They send little specks all over the place, little alternate versions of you. And then they might have somebody else that they created and alternate versions of them. And everybody's trying to get to that same destiny. Can you reconnect? Can you get home? can you become a part of that oversoul again? That's the whole concept of the higher self, and it's in every single dimension. You are in every dimension and in every one of the universes. And the whole point is to reconnect, get back to that oversoul, and stay put. And enjoy your time in the celestials, whatever your higher self or your oversoul has in store for you. But you have to align those layers, and you have to have no attachments. You have to get rid of the attachments, the hurts. Don't ignore them, work through them. It's going to take time, but you'll see. So, like I said, I was already on a higher vibration when I came here. It lowered, of course, but my consciousness is still very high. I had my memories when I was born here. I grew up knowing that I was an angelic soul. I had psychic abilities. I had insight. I had extreme wisdom and knowledge, almost genius level as a child, but I didn't understand it because it wasn't popularized to talk about things like that. Christianity was very much against stuff like that. I have nothing against the Christian church. I'm just saying, they don't talk about, psychics and stuff like that. They feel like, they go with what the Bible says. And I respect that. That's fine. They're entitled to that. But, where does that fit in people like me? And, over these years, I have tried to adapt to this world. I've tried to learn what the perspective of this world is. Although I've had other lifetimes to do it, it changes. Everything has been done before. It's just done differently. And I'm not relearning because I already know, but I'm re-experiencing it. And I'm ready to go. Every night I lay down, my body starts to quake. I get that etheric energy going on, but I hold myself back because why? Because I have 2 attachments. What are those attachments? I'm attached to all of you because I love you all and I want you to get somewhere, and I don't want you to be lied to. I don't want you to feel disappointed or hurt. And I have an attachment to my family. I admit it. I love them. They still need me because, hey, they're still in the same situation that you're in. They want to get somewhere too, and it's hard because they're not understanding, how much work really goes into it. It's not as easy as, abracadabra. So those are the keys to the ascension. If you work that program and you work it for a little while, you're going to get where you really want to go. I know it because I've seen it. I've trained people for this, and they've ascended and they're happy, and they don't have to deal with this horrible dimensional reality anymore. So when I say that you're going to go home, do I mean that you're going to like rocket ship right up into the stars? There's a couple different options for that, Your mind, your consciousness could just ascend into 5D or 6D, and your physical body could still be here while your mind is seeing everything on a 5 or 6D level. Or you could very well just etherically disappear into the higher dimension entirely. Also, if you help other people and you all work together, you can actually work as a collective consciousness into building a 5 or 6D reality all around all of you. And that's a beautiful thing. That's what everybody's trying to work together to do. And, they say on these websites that everybody's going to get there. Yes, eventually, but they're trying to make it sound like it's going to happen very, very soon. No, I am telling you for a fact, as the Creator has showed me, from what I know in the Akashic Records, from what I know from the angelic realm, is that this world is not going to ascend into 5D anytime soon. There's too much work to be done. Too many people to have their consciousness changed into seeing the truth. There's too many people on a negative vibration. In order to get this place where it has to go, we have to get more and more people to change. And that's why star seeds were sent here. That's why angelics were sent here. That's why even the elementals and the incarnated fae and the incarnated mermaid and all of those different soul types, that's why they're here. They incarnated here to show people, hey, look, you're living in a world that's very dense and very hurtful, and it's time to become part of something that is so much better for everyone. So good luck with everything, and I am always here for you if you ever need me. Work these keys. Do whatever it takes to get to that promise that you've been hearing over and over again, because you deserve it. Do your research. Keep learning. Don't limit yourself, and work on being aligned and aware with your higher self each day. It's reprogramming. That's what this whole thing is about. So love and light to you all, and I'll see you guys next time.